Dylan.
I'm Richie.
Not such a good week.
I'll
put some quotation marks around that.
It was, we hit our 2 bank on picks.
Well, let's not call them bank on picks, because technically all 4 picks were plus
upsets.
money. They were upsets.
So by the time we made our picks on Wednesday, the Titans and the Cowboys were both favored. When we got to Sunday, they were both underdogs. The Cowboys because Dak wasn't playing, and the Titans because they were missing some wide receivers, right?
And it was Sunday night. I was like, do I tweet out, don't bet on the Cowboys? But then I was like, let's have a little faith. I still like the Cowboys.
I still took the Cowboys as well.
And it pulled off.
They're a good team overall, and obviously it was the weekend of backup quarterbacks.
Not just backup quarterbacks. I think this was the most profitable weekend Vegas has had in years.
When you have a lot of these upsets hitting, they're losing money.
No, they're winning money.
I'm sorry, they're winning money.
They're winning money. So the Jets won.
The Jets,
I
had the Saints also.
I bet on the Bengals. Did you?
I do. So I know we said no parlays on the last week episode, but Bengals were one of my parlays that I had, and they messed it up for thousands of dollars. That was the one game I had the Cowboys, I had the Titans. I even picked the Steelers in there, and I put in the Bengals money line because I just wanted to spice up my parlay a little bit for like $500 extra.
How'd that work out for you?
Dude, I was so upset. I can't believe this. And I need to follow our own advice of not hitting these putting big money on parlays. You got to put big money on these individual games, and then for fun, put money in the parlays.
There we go. Now you're talking my betting strategy.
So that's what we got to do because these big parlays are not hitting. So
recap: Packers beat the Cardinals.
Yeah. Thursday Night Football.
That was a rough one for me because I didn't trust the Packers.
Yeah. Honestly, the Cardinals. If AJ Green didn't stop running his route halfway through the game, that would have been a game. That ball was going right towards him. If he turns around, he catches that ball because the defender was behind him.
They still wouldn't have covered. So,
you're right. But I don't think I bet the money line for the Cardinals on that game though.
Okay.
So,
but our pick was Cardinals minus 6.5.
It was. So
we did lose that Thursday, so we've had 2 losing Thursdays in a row.
Yeah, we need to get back this week, and we kind of will because we're kind of on the opposite side of this one, right? Kind of.
We're split here. I don't love 10.5 points, but I do love the Colts. So I think if you buy a point to 9.5, I think that's a good bet. But you're the opposite.
You know what? I'm going with what's Magic Mike. All right, Mike. This dude is the backup quarterback for the Jets. This dude balled out, beat the Bengals. Like, why not just roll with this? Why not go with this guy? I'm not saying they're going to beat the Colts Thursday, but I will take the Jets in the points at 10.5 points. Maybe this guy was a fluke. Maybe not. I play a lot of roulette, and every time I see the thing hit red and red and red and red, I used to just go, okay, it's got to hit black it's got to hit black at some point. No, I switched that strategy up. I'm like, I'm just going to ride with red. Let me keep going with it. So that's my strategy right now. I'm going to roll with this one, and I'm going to hope I'm going to go with Mike again.
Okay.
Mike White, I think, right? That's the dude.
This is the first time since week 1 that I'm splitting with you on this. If it's 10 points, it's kind of a push because 10 points I think is a push. I like 9.5 if you buy a point.
I mean, it's 10.5 is what the spread is at.
Yes.
So, all right, well, we're split on that one then.
We're split on that one.
I did want to recap really quick about the Astros. We both picked the Astros to win. They did lose yesterday to the Braves. I guess the Astros ran out of trash cans to bang on and, call out signals, but, they just couldn't pull it out.
I'm torn because I did bet on the Astros.
I did too.
But I am super excited the Astros didn't win. So go Braves.
I don't think anyone really wanted the Astros to win. I think it was more like, oh, they're cheaters, fuck them. Let's get them out of here, so.
And you know what? I don't know if they're cheating this year, but I bet on them just in case they were.
Yeah, I mean, they lost. Anyways, so that covers our Thursday Night Football. I do want to bring up our missed upsets for last week, though. You had the Lions. Like, are they even going to win a game? The Lions versus the Eagles. That was your upset.
They came out and played the Rams really, really well. they laid a goose egg against Philly. Fletcher Cox was criticizing the team, so I thought the Eagles were going to lay a goose egg. Apparently, they rallied around Fletcher Cox, and then the Lions decided that they played their best game of the year and they're going to go backwards.
Yeah. It's that was probably the biggest beating I've seen the Lions take this year. I do like that Lions team though. It just sucks that they're not good. Like, I don't know, man. They go 0-17?
Well, I have a little board over here. It's going to be right here. 2 teams not betting on the rest of the year: Cardinals, Lions. Cardinals, they lost just a few games that we bet the other way, or they wouldn't cover.
Cardinals have been last year too. The Cardinals never cover, or I mean, pretty much what you just said. It's kind of annoying.
Yes, it's very annoying. Cardinals off. Lions, they're not my upset. It's been 2 times I've picked them for upsets. No more.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this takes us on to our bake-on for this week. I do like the Cardinals, and even though what you just said, the Cardinals at -1.5 at San Francisco. DeAndre Hopkins questionable. This dude's always questionable, and Kyler Murray is questionable as well. So I think that's why the line is so low. If these 2 guys were fully healthy, I think this would be maybe at -3.5, maybe -4. So I still like the Cardinals here. It's a division game. It'll be a close game most likely. But I still like them winning by at least a field goal.
See rule number 1 over here: staying away.
Staying away. I'm not against it. I understand where you're coming from, but I think the Cardinals got this one easily.
So my bank on pick is going to be the Patriots. They looked really good against the Chargers. I'm not sold that the Chargers are a bad team yet, so I think the Patriots are a little bit better than they're getting credit for. Christian McCaffrey may or may not be back. He was activated off of injury reserve, so he has 21 days to come back fully. I don't know if he's going to be back fully this week. Even if he is, I think Mac Jones, Bill Belichick, they get it done against the Panthers, who have just kind of collapsed. Until last week, they got a win last week. Still, I think the Patriots -30.5, that's a bank on pick.
Yeah, the Panthers, I mean, we've said it from the beginning of the season with them and the Broncos, fake good teams, right? And that was pretty much the Broncos and the Panthers from the go, and everyone saw this, right?
You did fall for it one time, I think 2 weeks ago.
I did. I thought maybe the Panthers had it in them still, but that's for me one of the teams I just stay away from now. Like Panthers, like they're just not good.
You want to add it to the list?
So just throw it down there.
All right, Lions, Cardinals, Panthers. Do not bet.
And then the Patriots, like, I don't know. I'm still kind of like, they beat the Chargers. I think the Chargers right now are kind of going down. I don't think they really know what kind of team they are. I think overall the Patriots are a good team. I don't think Mac Jones himself is like crazy good, but I think overall the coaching, I think they win this game too. So I would agree with your bank on pick based on not trusting Carolina at all and believing in the coaching and everything going on with the Patriots right now.
Perfect. All right, upsets.
So it's really tough this week, man. Like the upsets.
Upsets last week. We picked the only 2 upsets that didn't upset.
Yeah.
So it was a bad week for our upset picks, but this week we're back.
This week, I mean, it was tough picking these upsets, man. These spreads were huge. Like the lines for a lot of these were just massive. I guess if I had to pick one, I'm picking the Giants to upset the Raiders. Danny Dimes. I know they're lacking in wide receivers right now, but so are the Raiders. I mean, they kind of...
Let's not talk about that.
They're down spiraling right now.
One of their receivers is gone permanently, was cut today for DUI.
Yeah.
Sad situation.
Yeah, but I mean, it seems like every month something happens with the Raiders, right? Some sort of drama is going on. So I don't think the Raiders can sustain any kind of stability right now. And I think they're going to start losing some games. And I picked, the Giants to get this going.
Man, this was tough because you took that upset. All the other upsets are just...
It's tough, dude. It's a tough week to pick an upset because the spreads are so wide. So what would be your upset? You gotta pick one.
You forced me into this. I spent hours analyzing. I was like, what team could potentially upset with these ginormous spreads? I was looking for a Jets-Bengals situation. I'm not smart enough to find it. However, the Atlanta Falcons, based on my kind of bounce back situation, they lost a tough game against the Panthers. I think they could bounce back against the Saints. I'm not completely sold on them beating the Saints. I do like the +6, but for an upset, I'm going to go with the Falcons.
I mean, that's a big upset, man. That's a +210 payout right there.
It's a division game, so I think it'll be close. Jameis Winston, who knows? The Saints don't really have a quarterback. Again, they looked really, really good
without
against
Jameis Winston.
Tampa.
Yeah,
I just think if there's going to be a fluke this week,
it could
out
be
of
this one.
all
I
of
agree.
the teams,
A division game. They lost their starting quarterback. I mean, they just beat the Bucs. That's what's kind of scary. It's like, okay, they just beat like a pretty good team and pretty consistently good team. So it's a tough upset. I like it. I may throw a little bit of money on just that game alone. I'm not gonna bet the house on there, but
I'm not betting a whole lot. But for a fluke that could happen in the NFL, I do think the Falcons could be that fluke this week.
yeah, I like it. I'm with that one. Moves on to the Sunday Night Football. This would have been such a good game if Derrick Henry was in. It's Tennessee at Rams. These are two monster teams if Henry was in there. Henry had some foot problem. He's out for the year now. Maybe he comes back in the playoffs is what they said.
I have to go cry because he was
carrying his fantasy football team.
My fantasy football team took my first loss thanks to Derrick Henry being out.
So Rams -7.5. I'm taking the Rams. Rams have been just destroying everybody, covering any spread that's put out there. I mean, I don't see how without Derrick Henry, the Tennessee is the same team that they were.
Yep.
So
totally agree. Take the Rams.
It's a pretty simple one, right?
Adrian Peterson?
I mean, who knows?
Who knows?
The man's what, 37, 36, 37? No, that's kind of
Who
tough.
knows? I like the Rams.
Yeah, Rams are a good one to pick.
Monday Night Football. We haven't been doing so hot on Monday Night Football, but the last 2 weeks have been just kind of, again, goose eggs. They've just been awful games to watch.
Man, yeah, it's been very boring. I don't know if anyone watches like the Manning cast, but like even they're bored on there. They're just kind of like, man, this is a terrible game.
The first few weeks we had some high scoring games. Yeah. Like every primetime game was just killing the over. So I loved it. I was like, let's bet the over, keep betting that. And now we're kind of in like,
we got Chicago at Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh's at -6.5. I mean, this is kind of. I'm taking Pittsburgh at -6.5. I'm just not loving anything that Chicago's doing right now. So that would be my pick for Monday night. But I'm not completely sold on this one either. And I feel like this will be another boring Monday Night Football game.
So on that note, I'm going to stray a little bit from picking a team. I'm going to pick the under.
Okay, just pick the under. I like that. That's good. And that's it.
We're going to use your bank on it a little bit. That we're, if we're going to keep betting on black or red and the traits. Keep betting the under.
A lot of these, we're gonna have to find out the stats on this, but I'm pretty sure they've all been under on Monday Night Football.
For the last few weeks, for sure.
Yeah.
I think the first.
This one's probably going to be. I can't see it going over 43, maybe 43, 42 points. I'm liking the under too. I'll go ahead. You know what? That's my pick too for Monday night. I'm straying away from even picking the Pittsburgh Steelers on this one. I'm just gonna go with the under with what Dylan's saying.
I like it. There we go. Changing it up, looking for value.
That's better value there for sure. But all right, guys. Hopefully we make some money this week. Let's not have too many crazy upsets. If there are, you make some crazy money because these spreads are very wide. So wager up.
Hey, you listening to Wager Up. Go play some bets, stay safe with us. If you want to hear tough guys talk sport, then hit like and